Hello everyone and welcome back to another CodeSTARS video. Today we've just got some brand new Resident Evil Requiem news. There's some huge stuff in here, and in one article in particular that mentions something that gets me very excited. So first of all, we'll go through the 6 new pictures that were released, stills of the 30-minute demo that was shown at Summer Games Fest to a select few content creators and journalists and stuff like that.
So here we have the first screenshot of Grace. Looks incredible. Classic Resident Evil. Seems like you'll be going through some dark corridors with a lighter, and as we can see, Grace is bandaged up here. So this is after she was captured. She's escaped.
Yeah, Grace is bandaged up, so we obviously escape, and this is probably one of those moments where it's going to be like some of the most horror parts in the game, where you're probably going to have no weapons or little to no weapons, and you're probably going to be stalked by that enemy that bursts through the ceiling that you can see in the Requiem trailer, that massive ugly, grotesque bastard. This next room looks quite weird because not much is going on. There's a pristine chair right in the middle, which looks kind of like the chair that this mysterious man is sitting in the Requiem trailer. And judging from the filing cabinets we can see around the room, it definitely looks like some sort of clinic or doctor's office of some sort. But what we can see in the back is the door. The door has a unique look, which we'll get into in a moment, but it is that classic Resident Evil door where it has a symbol on it, a unique symbol, meaning what will you need? A special key, which goes directly into this shot here. You can see we have unique keys coming back for unique doors. You're gonna have to go and find these special keys, classic Resident Evil style. So what we can gather at the moment is we're in a narrow residence of some sort. We need to find keys for specific doors, potentially do puzzles to get said keys. This screams classic Resident Evil to me.
Now in this shot we have Grace looking over a book that's very reminiscent of Resident Evil Village's Village of Shadows book. So this could potentially be a very similar book with the same art style as you can see in the middle there, with the hand coming out from behind the door, which also kind of looks like the shot in the trailer of Room 204.
Yeah, that is a good point, because the Village of Shadows book does retell the story that we see in Village. It basically is like a telling of the exact events we go through in Village. So this could very much be a similar sort of situation here. Like David said, if you was to compare this to anything we've seen at the moment, it does look like the Room 204. That is probably going to have some sort of significance. But yeah, this book is identical, even has shadow in the name. The marks around the edges, I don't know what that is, but it's like that embossed gold sort of thing going on. That is even identical to the Village of Shadows book. So I thought that was very interesting, and there's definitely got to be some sort of link there. Now on to, in my opinion, the most interesting part, with everyone giving their first-hand thoughts of what they saw at Summer Games Fest. This looks like some sort of clinic or hospital, and we can actually confirm what this is. So from this article by Eurogamer, who was actually there and saw the 30-minute demo, this part says the half-ruined hallways and private rooms of what an in-game note seemingly cites as the Rhodes Hill Civic Care Center. So we are in the Rhodes Hill Civic Care Center. For how long, we don't know, but we go there. And if you look at where Rhodes Hill is, it's actually a place that's mentioned in both Resident Evil Outbreak, Outbreak File 2, and Umbrella Chronicles. It's in the Arklay County, which, as we all know, is Raccoon City. So we know every screenshot we see and every clip we saw in the trailer that has this location, we're in Arklay County. And I did not expect that because it looks untouched. I sort of assumed everything in the surrounding area was damaged as well, but it looks like we are going to be spending some time in Raccoon City with Grace.
Yeah, that news has me even more hyped. The fact we're in the Arklay area, because when we saw these screenshots before from the trailer, these shots of this place, I thought maybe that's not in or near Raccoon City and that's just a part of the game, then we go to Raccoon City later. But the fact we're in that whole area with so much history just has me so excited. The possibilities and the things that we could see, the references, the callbacks, yeah, I'm all for it. We see that there are multiple bodies here under sheets. So going back to the trailer with Grace looking like she had been experimented on, maybe these are those that didn't survive whatever was going on with Grace.
Definitely looks that way, and I'm curious what this experiment could be. It's probably to try and create some sort of bioweapon in some way. That's typically what it is in Resident Evil, but we don't actually know, and I can't wait to find out what that reason is.
Yeah, and as we know by the trailer, Grace, she is the special one. So yeah, could go into that.
And here with the final screenshot, you can see that we seem to be coming out of some sort of elevator. We did see this part in the trailer where shortly after this, I imagine, the stalker enemy burst down from the ceiling. You can see the hole in the ceiling there and the horse at the back, the horse statue. These corridors are really narrow. Like, they are really narrow. It is going to be terrifying if you turn the corner and you just see this thing staring at you. Like, maybe it's a very silent stalker enemy, so you can't really anticipate it coming, because with Mr. X, Nemesis, and now Cena and stuff, you can always hear them coming. Imagine you just don't know when this one's going to appear. That would be terrifying.
Now what's also come out with these articles is that you can switch between first and third person, which I think is perfect, because there's some people who prefer first person, some who prefer third person. The fact you can switch between them, I think, is a great choice. I'm intrigued in how it plays, how different the game is.
I think having both perspectives really does please everyone for a start, but also adds so much replay value, because there will be times where I will want to go through the game in first person, but I'm primarily an over-the-shoulder third person preferer, so I will play that mode first, but it's going to be nice to go back and have different playthroughs. It's going to feel like a new game going in first person, going through different perspectives. So I'm so glad they've done that. So that about wraps up the new information for Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Let us know what you're most excited about from this new news. I love the fact that we're in this Rhodes Hill Clinic, which is in Arklay County. I'm a big sucker for nostalgia, especially with Resident Evil. So to know that we are primarily in Raccoon City, around Raccoon City, because I really thought this was going to be the Renwood Hotel. I really thought this was going to be the Renwood Hotel that wasn't anywhere near Raccoon City, or at least not in its vicinity. The fact that we're in Arklay County gets me super happy. It basically means we're getting an entire game just set in Raccoon City and its surrounding areas, which I am super hyped for. So leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. We will have another video coming out shortly after this, just dedicated to the monster itself, because I think it's such an intriguing monster. We have got a decent bit of information on the Stalker enemy, so stay tuned for that. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.